Have you joined your work, family, or friends tipping comp year after year, finishing at the bottom of the ladder, wondering why you joined in the first place?
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Are you looking for a way to get up the top and start competing with those guys and take that title?
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Sadly, life and tipping aren't the movies, but with a little bit of help, I'm sure we can get you there. What's happening, guys? My name is Burgz, and last year I finished 18th out of 280,000 people on the NRL tipping app, and I'm here to tell you my tips and tricks to help you win your tipping comps this year. Just before we get into the video, guys, a quick reminder to like and subscribe. We bring out so much content each and every week just for you guys, so make sure that you are notified about our latest videos. Now let's get into it. Rule number one, you've got to identify your bankers. These are the teams that are going to get you wins most weeks. Teams like the Storm and Penrith have a very proven track record, especially the Storm over the last, I'd say, 20 years, and Penrith in the last 5 years. These are the teams that are almost guaranteed to make the eight every year. Every analyst has them predicted in their top eight. And I tell you what, you'd be a fool not to tip them. So make sure that you do, and you'll be getting those wins. Rule number two, you've got to identify hot and cold streaks. It's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security, and you've also got to recognize something hot while it's happening. Teams like the Warriors and the Knights from last year are great examples of this. One thing I didn't do last year was tip the Knights while they went on a 10-0 hot streak, and it cost me dearly, especially in my higher ranking tipping apps. If had I gone the Knights, a lot of games might have gone my way, and I would have gotten a fair few extra points during those weeks. Same with cold streaks. With the Rabbitohs last year, I was tipping them non-stop. So you got to be alert to this situation when it's happening. You got to realize that this team is in a bit of a rut and they're not likely to come out of it anytime soon. And unfortunately, you've only got yourself to blame if you keep tipping them. Rule number three, don't be afraid to be bold. The NRL is an upsets league. I mean, sure, we'd love to tip 8 out of 8 every single week, but it rarely happens. I think myself, I only did it twice or 3 times last year, and that's considered a pretty good hit rate. Favourites tipping isn't a foolproof system, and let's be honest, it's a little bit cowardly. In my opinion, picking 1 to 2 upsets a week could mean the difference between you winning and losing your competition. But let's hold our horses here and not be too silly and tip, I don't know, the Tigers against Penrith or something. Wait, didn't that already happen? Well, I guess it did, but you get my point. Rule number four is you've got to pay attention to the ins and outs. Injuries are a part of our game, and some may impact teams more than others. Leaving your tips to the last minute is a risky strategy, but what I like to do is set aside a time or even set an alarm on my Thursday night, give myself 15 to 20 minutes to work out the games over the weekend, who's in, who's out, who's most likely to play, who's most likely to get the win, check a bit of the old head to head between the two teams as well, and that is a great way of getting there. Also, going to the NRL late mail is a great way of knowing who's going to be playing in each of those games. They give a great insight, and they are always correct when they do so. Setting aside just a little bit of time on Thursday afternoon will give you the best chance of predicting the outcome of each game. The fifth and final rule is please, for the love of God, don't change your tip at the last minute. Trust your gut, especially in games where the lineups haven't changed. It's a constant internal battle, and I can't tell you how many times I've heard the words, "Oh, I wish I didn't change my tip." I know because I've said it a lot before, and I've got to tell you, it's one thing that I've got to stop doing. You tip that team for a reason, so stand by your decision as much as possible. Everything's great in hindsight, but justifying it to yourself is the only thing that matters. Well, there you have it, guys. Those are 5 rules that I like to live by when I go through my weekly tipping videos. Please make sure that you join our fantasy and tipping comps here on The Casual Athlete. The links are in the description. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We bring out so much content each and every week just for you guys. Now, the season is fast approaching, so let's get some beers in hands and let's get into it.